Well, hey everybody. Let me just turn this around just a little bit there. There we go. It's Sunday, August the 9th. Uh, it's been a very interesting week of total positivity, and I mean total positivity. One of the things that I had wanted to do for a bit is to get all of my beading, my new hobby stuff off my dining room table and get a workbench, put it in the second bedroom, make that my space because I'm going to be adding some leather working experience to that as well. So thus, I'm also learning the macrame because to do leather, you need to understand macrame knots and things like that. And that has a lot of interest to me. So I've been practicing that, and that is also a very calming, Zen, maybe meditative thing, and better than sitting around watching Oprah. So I went, I looked for a workbench on Marketplace without any real success, other than if I found one, I would need to go get it and take it apart and bring it back and put it back together. I said, you know what? Don't think so. So I went looking for the ones I was seeing on Marketplace, and they're pretty much out of Harbor Freight or places similar to that. So there's a Harbor Freight not too far from here. Went there, picked up the unit for whatever it was, $99, and maybe whatever it was is whatever it was. And as the gentleman's helping me put it in the car, I said, "Oh, how much does this box weigh?" Because knowing that it's a box, and if it's a box, I'm going to be strapped down and putting it together. He goes, "Oh, 92 pounds." And I'm going, well, 92 pounds 40 years ago wasn't such a big deal, but So anyway, so I got it home. I walked it into the house, walked it into the second bedroom, and began to unbox the thing. And um, obviously, I don't have any pictures of that because I'm still not confident enough to park some B-rolls on these videos. But probably starting on Wednesday of this week, I'm going to be submersing myself into CapCut and making these videos a little bit more presentable as far as having some pictures to go with the story. So anyway, things are moving along, and then all of a sudden, oh, that's not right. So take it apart, put it back together. Oops, that's not right. So I wound up taking it apart and putting it back together like 4 times, and I was doing pretty good. And then I got to the drawers, had 2 drawers on it, which is a big plus. And I needed to call Sandy. Sandy has a keen eye for what the situation requires to get it back in the right lane. So Sandy came over and she figured out the drawer thing in a heartbeat, and together we finished up the project pretty much. The only thing that didn't fit after she left were the shelves. There's a top shelf and a bottom shelf, and it just didn't want to drop into place. And I go, well, what the heck? Because they told me to tighten the screws not once, not twice, but 3 times. The instructions, which were in English, I'll give it to Harbor Freight for that. They were in simple to understand English, but the directions sort of sucked anyway. So I'm going, God, geez, I don't want to go get a little hobby saw and like notch these things in and stuff. So I went. Probably should have done in the first place. I went online and looked for suggestions on how So boom, right there in front of my eyes. All I had to do was go look for it, and there it was. Just had to take the screws out of two of the corners on both the top and the bottom, and the shelf fell right into place. So all was good. I was very happy. It has a light as well, a nice LED light, and it came with a couple clips. And I went under there and I go looking for the holes that these LED clips go into, or the light clips, and that didn't go too well for me, as I pretty much almost hit the floor. I'm still, a year and a half later, still having issues with balance and dizziness. So anyway, so I skipped that. I have some really heavy duty 2-way tape. I use that. Sandy wants to come over this coming week and put the clips in. We could do that as well. So it's all good. Anyway, so that project got done, and then the reward for that project is Sandy and I went to the Lakes Lounge, which is a very comfortable, good home cooked, eaten, enjoyable place, comfort, service, not too far away. Yeah, I go, maybe once every couple of weeks, and we both had the meatloaf dinner, and we both bought a bunch of it home. And I got to tell you, as good as it is always better the second time around. So, that was enjoyable. So, anyway, so I uh, had a good couple of days, and then on Saturday, for whatever reason, I forgot what the reason is, I had run out of eggs, and eggs, not having eggs on Saturday is a big that's not a good thing, because that is my Don's special chili omelet day. And so I got up, when I got up, I headed over to the market, excuse me for that, a little bit of a belch, and was standing by a couple of golf carts. One of them had, or golf carts, shopping carts, and one of them had the flyer, the weekly flyer from Smith's and Kroger, whatever you want to call it. And I'm standing there, going through the flyer, and this guy tries to make a turn in the opposite turn into a parking spot, and was giving me the evil eye. And I didn't care about it. And he hopped out of his car, and he says, I wasn't talking to you. I go, I have no idea what you're talking about. And he was, I'm pretty sure he was from somewhere between New York and New Jersey, because he carried that scruffy thing and to go along with his fancy car. And he says, well, you just enjoy your reading, why don't you? It's Saturday morning. So I ran into the store. Actually had to pick up a couple of prescriptions. I did that, got that done, got my eggs, came back. And don't you know, when I got in my car, I'm halfway home, which isn't it's half a mile away. I left my freaking stick, my cane, in the shopping cart. And this is the second time I've done that. I did it about a year ago at Sam's Club, and got to where I was going next, and saw I didn't have my cane. I go, crud. Turn around, and whoever was working the cart had taken the cane out of the cart and hung it up on the rail. That worked out great. I sped back to Smith's, Kroger, whatever you want to call it, and there was my shopping cart with my cane in it. I go, thank you very much, because it's not a cane that can be replaced. It is definitely one of a kind. And it's the one kind that I like. So anyway, so that wound up being a really good thing. I'm going to sort of interject here. This is going to be a longer video, so I'm most likely going to do it in two parts. So we'll call this part one of whatever number this is, because I don't know what number I'm on. So anyway, um, I'd played poker on Friday night. Is that right? Yes, that's why that's why I come in to have the eggs at the Venetian, the Palazzo, whatever you want to call it these days, and uh, was a little sort of hesitant about going, because there's a big computer group in town, the Hackers Conference. All these guys that are computer hackers. One week, the first weekend, they do security, and most of them stay over the second weekend, which was this weekend, and they discuss hacking. And so this guy to my left, very nice guy, Emanuel's his name, from Montreal, great guy. And he was asking about different poker rooms. And I shared with him, I said, well, I'm always aware, or try to be aware, if when I come to play poker on the strip, what's going on in town. He says, what do you mean? Well, this is, and I go, well, this is, for these past 2 weekends, all the computer geeks or guys like to have fun hacking other people's servers and computers, and this is and that's. This is their second weekend, so this is the hackers weekend. And he played me pretty good. Winds up, he was here for the hackers convention. He's mostly into security. Anyway, he and I had a great time. I tried to convince him. He had not been in a Sphere, and and I just said, you got to go. I looked up what's happening on Saturday at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning, 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon is a Wizard of Oz. And I said, you know what, you got to go. If for no other reason, just because how can you come here and not experience something that's going on at the Sphere? And anyway, so I don't know if he went or not. I haven't heard from him. I hope he did. So the next thing that I got going, well, we don't want to go to the poker part. The next thing I got going on is about a month ago, I saw a notification somewhere that this weekend, yesterday and Monday, is a Grateful Dead movie meetup. And they'll be playing a concert from 1991 at Meadowlands or whatever it's called these days. 44-track sound, including the wall of sound. And I'm going, I'm there. I'm there. So I try to go buy my ticket. I guess they weren't ready to sell tickets for it. So last week I went back and I bought my ticket. I have not been to a movie theater to see a movie, I'm going to say 8 years minimum 8 years. So I get to go to the theater, and I had made a couple of, I might have shown you a couple of 3 or 4 Grateful Dead bracelets. And so I put those on my wrist and took those with me. I got into the theater, easy peasy, is just so easy. And go into the theater, and all these seats have snack trays and things like this. And and it's all even it's all assigned seating. I was in row 11 F1, and as I'm checking around, these 2 young ladies show up. We're in the next 2 seats. Where would you like to sit? I said, well, like ladies first. So the one lady says, well, why don't you sit in the middle because you're a handsome man, And I go, you just made my decade. So that was pretty cool. And they noticed the bracelets and were sort of oohing and on over those. And, how much are they? Are you willing to sell them? I said, well, I haven't really gotten to that point yet. But I said, even when I get to that point, I won't be setting a price. Whatever value it gives you and whatever warm, fuzzy feeling it gives you, then you can give me a tip. And so she wanted to, she handed me some money, had no idea how much it was until after the show. And I will say this, Jerry Garcia, what a genius. I mean, and to put together, and I've said this before, to put together the collaborators of great music to stand on the stage. Bruce Hornsby was on this concert as well, but it doesn't matter who. It just matters that Jerry Garcia um, brings the Grateful Dead to life, and here it is, 31 years after his passing, that is as fresh as a biscuit in the morning. So I'm going to stop this video right here because it's a little long, and then I'll restart part 2 in just a little bit.